Hello, my friends. Thank you for being on this journey with me on Wealthy Muslim Woman podcast. This is my Crossroad podcast. I am at a crosspoint in my life where I realized that I've pretty much dedicated my whole life into trying to chase a goal, trying to make other people happy, and I've really neglected my own self. So August is also my birth month, and I will be turning 38 this month. And usually August is the big defining moment in my life when I am reevaluating my values and reevaluating my decisions that I've made in my life and deciding how I want to spend the next year of my life and the upcoming years of my life. And this was a huge breakthrough for me that since I was young. So, when you're young, you have to become the doctor, the lawyer, so that pressure is there. I finished high school. I moved to New York City at 12, 13 years of age, just when you're turning a teenager without knowing a word of English. So that was such a huge transition, taking ESL classes in high school, graduating from high school, going directly into college, trying to get the best scores that I possibly could to try to get into medical school, and then finishing medical school on time, getting into my choice of residency, getting amazing scores on USMLEs, getting the residency of my choice, my first choice, and finishing residency, which was not an easy task. 80-hour work weeks where literally you were at the hospital until 7, 8 p.m. every night, never seeing the sun, going home, literally trying to get 7, 8 hours of sleep, and then coming back to the hospital the next day. And then, as I was finishing my fellowship, I had my first baby. And let me tell you, as it's a blessing. Being a mom is a huge blessing, and I've always wanted 3 kids, and I wanted 3 kids before I turned 35, and alhamdulillah, I was blessed with that. Um, However, it is more, more than a full-time job. Being a mom is I, honestly, I have no words to describe it. Going and working as a physician, I look back at the residency days when I was on call at night and your pager is used to be sitting next to your desk and it could go off at any time and wake you up and you had to go see patients at odd hours of night. And this is that multiplied by hundredfolds. So you are basically on call. If you're in medicine, you know what that means. And you are on call, but you are on call 24/7, 365 days in a year. As a resident, as a physician, you get a vacation. You work 24 hours in a week, a couple of days, and then you have 12-hour shift where you can sleep and you can rest. Being a mom is a completely different game. You are on basically from the time that you get pregnant. I think, there's so much stress involved with being pregnant, with especially having the medical knowledge that you do as a physician and thinking of all the things and everything that could go wrong. And with that stress, and then having the baby, and from the time you become a mom to breastfeeding, the whole journey is just so complicated. Honestly, I have so much respect for stay-at-home moms and for our moms who had not 2, 3 kids, but who had 5 kids, 6 kids, and I have no idea how they did it. But it is such a blessed journey, but it takes everything from you, literally, like your sleep, which is something that's basic for your well-being. It takes that away from you, and then your whole body changes. Every system in your body is impacted by your pregnancy. You have a high chance of having a stroke from your blood clotting up, or you have a high chance of having a stroke from a bleed. Your systems are opposing each other and overreacting with everything. And that has been such a blessed journey, but full of trials and just full of everything. And so Alhamdulillah, I have three kids, and my last one was a COVID baby, and I had COVID the last week that I was going to deliver, and I was actually scheduled for my vaccine. The vaccine had just come out in December 2020, and I was scheduled to get it, and a week before I was diagnosed with COVID, and I had such fear surrounding COVID, and especially during pregnancy. So that took a huge toll on me. And then she was having trouble gaining weight, and I think it's probably related to COVID, but that was a huge stressor as well. And throughout these times, I've taken time off, so it's not like I've been consistent with the podcast or with social media or with even my work as a neurologist, but it's never been a break where I'm free and where I'm just sitting. And I feel like that time has come now, and I want to be able to utilize it and just spend time with me, myself, and I, and just get to know the person that's in there and honor her and really cherish her and just know and appreciate that everything that she's been through and everything that she's come through. And I want to be able to do that without having that extra pressure of I should be doing more or I should be producing more, because I know I have that ability. I can conquer, I can get stuff done. Even within these years that I have had babies and I've been struggling and doing everything, I've developed an online course that I've launched, and I've helped multiple women through it invest and start their own journey of wealth, and not only wealth building in terms of money, but just journey with themselves as well. And alhamdulillah, the business has given me back so much as well, in terms of money value, in terms of what I have gained as a person, the growth that I've had. Even this realization is coming through all the work, the journey that I have taken for Wealthy Muslim Woman, the coaching that I've done for others, for myself, the books that I'm reading, everything. And the whole journey is just getting started, but also completed for me for now. And this moment, I think, is just so perfect. So I went through undergrad right away, from undergrad to medical school, right from medical school to residency, fellowship, having kids, and just being occupied. And the additional extra stressor I had was the student loan debt that I had, over 450K in student loan that I had to pay back. So starting from a negative net worth for money to having kids, starting off to coming off to now, alhamdulillah, having paid off the loans and having a positive net worth where I'm not, filthy rich, but alhamdulillah, I'm comfortable now. I have what I need. And now it's just time for me to relax for myself and to just give back to myself. So I just finished breastfeeding my last baby. It's been a week since she hasn't asked. So inshallah, we're done with that. And inshallah, now time to give myself back. Now, what does this mean? So I'll be sharing a lot of tips in this podcast on what you can do and what you should be doing for your money to grow. However, what it means for the business is that I don't want to put that expectation on me that I want to produce a podcast every week. I don't want to put that expectation on me that I should do a social media content every week, every couple of times a week. I should show up, and I should send these emails, and I should have this copy on the website, and I should have this. I want that expectation to just be not there for a while. And as of right now, my vision is to still continue to help the women who come through to me. So I've never done any hard selling. I've never done any launches really. It's all been people who know me and who've seen me on social media and everywhere, and they've just loved my work and they've come and we've worked together and I've been able to provide value to them. And I want to be able to continue to do that. So my website will be there, my digital course will be there. I'll be available. I'll be available for limited number of hours for coaching as well to help people who need a little bit extra help. However, that expectation of I'll be there and this is what you'll see every week and every month will not be there. And this is also pretty big for me because I've always set standards for myself, right? Like if I promise you I'm going to do something, then I do it. If I had a dream of becoming a neurologist, then I became a neurologist. I had a dream of having, creating a life that I wanted, and I've been able to do that. And everything, alhamdulillah, whatever you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, He's going to give it to you. So I've been able to create what I want, but now it's for the next couple of years, I'm entering a phase where I'll be doing it at my own leisure. If I feel like being extra producer and content creator and I want to create a podcast for a week and publish it, then you'll see that. If I want to show up on social media, you'll see that. Otherwise, you're able to reach me through my email address, through the social medias that I have already. I won't deactivate them. And just reach out if you need help or if you need, if you want to work with me on one-on-one. And recently I've received a lot of emails from friends, colleagues, for people through social media on where to get started with investing. And I want to discuss a little bit of that in this podcast, in this last episode. And first, I have a free class on my website. So I'm working on my website. I have an amazing person who's going to help me set up that website the way I really want it. And things may not be working as perfectly as possible, but there's a free class on the website that's available. And it really goes over the basics of everything. Why stock market, how you can make a lot of money in the stock market, what are halal versus Sharia compliant versus non-Sharia compliant stocks, what should you avoid. That is all there, and it's a very good basic class to go through. And it'll answer all the questions you have, and it'll help you even pick a brokerage firm and really to pick your first stock, everything that you need. Lots of my previous podcasts have been very dedicated on investing and everything as well. In addition to the free class, I do have an online digital course that comes with a workbook where we go through the all steps very time by time. Every step is gone over to help you understand it better. Okay, I had to take a little break for my kids and I totally lost, I totally forgot what I was talking about. So I'll just start with the steps that you need to take to really set yourself up for success. So for money, for investing in the stock market, for budgeting, those are really the easy things. So you could automate those things. You could take, a couple of hundreds out, whatever money you are able to invest out each month, each week from your account, and invest it into a mutual fund, an ETF that is very diversified and a very low expense ratio, and you will be all set. The main thing that you need to invest in that takes the most that'll give you the most value in your life is to invest in yourself. And I know we hear people say that a lot. What exactly does that mean? That means take time out for yourself. Even if that means take 5 minutes out to go sit and drink coffee and do nothing else, that will pay back. That time that you have for yourself, when you are giving back to yourself will give back to you in tremendous value to you. Okay. Another way you can invest in yourself is by reading. So just grab a book, grab something you're interested in and read the book. Exercise. Invest in your physical health. If you are able to go for a walk for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, that is the best investment you can make for yourself. Pick healthy stuff to eat. So pick an apple, pick some fruit, vegetables, instead of that donut, instead of that sugary thing. Even if you decide to do it once, the effects will start adding up and will compound over your lifetime. The compounding is such a big concept in investing, where even if you're investing pennies a day can add up into millions of dollars later on. And the same is true when you invest in yourself, even if it's a little bit at a time, even if it's little things at a day. Another way you can really invest in yourself is by getting to know yourself and by journaling. Once you start putting your thoughts down on a piece of paper and just getting to know yourself, getting to know what's going on in your brain, that will be tremendous amount of value. A lot of times our brain is obsessing and just ruminating about stuff that has not even happened. So it's staying in the future about all the worries that are about to come, and we're just so concerned. Or it's in the regrets of the past. We're just thinking about the past and we're obsessed about that, but we forget the present moment. We forget our current self. It's okay to talk to your future self, to get some aspect from her, to get a perspective from her on where you want to be and what you'll need to do today to accomplish that. But don't obsess about the worries. Don't obsess about something that has not even happened. That is the best investment that you can make. Invest in yourself. Give time to yourself, even if it just means sitting and not doing anything. Read a book, pick any book, just read it. Go exercise, go walk for 10 minutes, go walk for 20 minutes. Learn a new skill, any skill. Learn to journal. These things are just so important. You have no idea how much I learned just from starting Wealthy Muslim Woman. I've learned, how to record a podcast, what equipments are there, then how to get editing done, how to publish, what platforms are there, what does it mean to actually have a podcast, what I'm publishing a book. My goal is to publish a book by 38, and that book is going to be so simplified on money. It'll give you step-by-step instructions on how to take actions, and it'll be a must-have book for every Muslim woman. However, learning to do that was a journey for me. How to publish, how to self-publish, how to write, how to get an editor, how to find people. All that has taught me so much. Just the journal I have, I love journaling. That has become a habit for me. And I couldn't find the perfect journal, so I created a journal, and it's available at Amazon if you search for Wealthy Muslim Woman, or if you search by my name. The digital course that I've created, what the funnels are, how to run Facebook ads, what the business are. And I've learned how easy money is. And that's why I have let go of that scarcity mindset, that I can come back and I can create money, or I can, at any point, I can learn to create money and build myself that wealth at any point. I've learned that money is not hard. And that has come from all this investment in myself, in the coaching that I've gone, and in the people that I've met on the way. There's so amazing people, some women making 7 figures, 8 figures in businesses, and just talking to them, and even being able to be comfortable in their presence. Like I'm such an introvert, and I used to be really afraid of even talking to people and very timid. And this journey has just like changed who I am. And now I'm not afraid of meeting all these CEOs and all these, powerful people that had this effect of intimidation in the past. And I've learned how they're just human beings with the same fears and with the same emotions and with the same thoughts that we all experience. That's a shared human experience that we all have. We all have insecurities, and we all are afraid of something happening. And that is part of the beauty, and that is part of this journey. And just being able to feel all the emotions that come in this life is just such a blessing, and it just opens you up when you know that you can experience sadness, and when you know that you can experience anguish, and when you know that you can experience an anxiety, and you can live through those emotions and nothing bad is going to happen, and you don't have to stuff your face with cheesecake, and you don't have to run away and hide somewhere, that you can live through them and you'll be fine. Just that experience is eye-opening, and it's just mesmerizing, and it just helps you appreciate life that we have, that God has created for us, and how we're put here and what we're put here for. So it just really opens you up. So just invest in yourself. That's the best advice that I can give you. Once you invest in yourself, you'll learn to invest in other things in your life too. So your money, how it can provide value for you, learning to do budget, that will become easy once you know that the fear that you have of not being able to do it is just an emotion, and you can sit through that emotion and get that budget done for a month. Once you can do that the first time, the second time, the third time, then it'll just become a habit, and you won't even think about it doing twice, and you'll just know where everything is. The fear of investing and growing your money, knowing that you could lose your money for a little bit, but you'll learn the experience, and you'll know how to create it, and you'll know how to grow it. That will take you further than anything else. So just doing that, buying your first stock, buying your first mutual fund, buying your first ETF will open you up. So the first thing, action wise, it's very simple. Pay yourself first. Take some money out. Remember, Uncle Sam takes your money out before you see it from your or from your check, because they don't trust us with our money. They know if they come to collect the taxes at the end of the year, all that money will be gone. So Uncle Sam rather take their cut way before, even if it's more, and then give you some back at the end of the year, versus wait for you to have the money and then take it away from you. So invest in yourself, pay yourself first. So take small amount, even if it's just 10%. Start with $10, $20, whatever it is. Go get a brokerage account. Okay, so my favorite, of course, are Fidelity and Vanguard. I've spoken about them so many times. Okay, it's become so easy to invest. You can buy ETFs or mutual funds, which is a bunch of stocks in one portfolio. So you could basically buy the whole stock market, all the companies that are stated in the US, with one mutual fund. It's VT Sachs with Vanguard, and or the top 500 companies. You can buy all of them and start investing in all top 500 companies. So Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, everything. You're not missing out on anything. And very cheap, low expense ratios, and you can start investing in them, and the money will compound. Yes, the stock market may go down in the short term, but in the long run, it has shown to go up and up and up. So start investing money, okay? Budget, start investing. And if you have retirement accounts, if you work, take advantage of those. Any 401ks, any Roth IRAs, any other IRAs that you can invest in those. If you have kids and you want to help them out, if you have a business, hire them, open up Roth accounts for them. If you want to help them with their education after you've taken care of yourself, so remember, oxygen mask always on your face first. If you're flying in a plane, that's what they tell you, because if you faint, you cannot help other people. So you need to have your retirement account set. You need to have your brokerage account set. You need to learn how to save for yourself. You need to learn how to manage your budget for you first. Your kids, they can take out loans when they need to go to school. But if you do want to help them out, you can open up 529 accounts for them. And remember, you are the custodian of the 529 accounts. It doesn't really belong to your kids. So if they don't want to go to college later and you want to use that money for yourself, you can do that. You can go take cooking courses in Italy when you're retiring. You can use that money, okay? Or even if you don't use that money for education, you have to pay little fees and little tax on it. The growth that it'll have had will be much greater, okay? So open up 529 accounts. You can even open up a 529 account for yourself and take advantage of the tax benefit if you're in a high tax bracket. So the steps are really, really easy. Make sure if you have any assets, if you have kids, then make sure that you do your will and make sure that you do your estate planning. See if you need to do any trust, if those are what's going to help you more. So it's very simple. The money, the actions are very simple. Investing in yourself is what's needed the most. So I hope that you do that, and please reach out to me with any questions. I'm really excited for this new journey that I'm going on with me, myself, and I, and really want to give back to myself for everything that I've done and everything that I've accomplished, and just say thank you. And thank you to all of you. Thank you for listening to me. I know I go off sometimes and I rant on. So thank you for being there, and thank you for all the encouragement and for all the love. It's been amazing, amazing journey, and I've loved all the people I've met. I've loved all the connections I've made, and I've loved the growth that I've had. So thank you for everything.